Welcome back, everybody. My name is Nicholas Bogroff Gansel, and I am creatively bankrupt. So today, we're diving into Season 2, Episode 2 of Fleabag. Holy shit, that first episode back, that thing kicked like a horse. Seriously, this show takes no prisoners. Comedically, dramatically, what have you. It does exactly what it wants, and it drags you along for the ride, and I feel like every time I shoot an episode of this, I just end up gushing about this show. But you know what? I don't even care. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a genius, and this show is fucking genius. With any other creator, I would have been terrified of a Season 2. Simply because Season 1 was so perfect, you could have called it a limited run series and dropped the mic and walked the fuck away, and, I'd have been impressed with you so much, I'd follow the rest of your career. You could have just been like, oh, no, you can't add any more. This is the complete story. There's nowhere to go from here. And I'd have been like, yep, I believe you, because I have no idea where it can go. But the fact that they're like, no, we can build on that. Any other creator, I'd be like, no, don't touch it. You'll break it, don't touch it. But they have just so consistently hit the mark on everything they've been aiming for that honestly, I was terrified to see the new season because I was so fucked up at the end of the last season, but I was excited to see it for the creative element of I don't know how you could possibly build on that last season without breaking it, but I have full faith that you will, and I'm excited to see how you do that. And that first episode back, it rose to the challenge, because that was a phenomenal first episode back. It really was able to pick up the baton and be like, okay, it's the same characters, it's the same show, it's a different fucking story. And that is not easy to do. I love the character of the priest that they introduced. I don't know if he's going to be a love interest for Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character. I'm not calling her Fleabag anymore. I fucking refuse to call her Fleabag, because that is not a goddamn name. Unless the character calls her Fleabag, I'm just referring her to her as Phoebe Waller-Bridge now. Because, seriously, there was seriously no other name for her on IMDb. I'm checking this shit. Hang on a sec. Yeah, there was no... I didn't think that... I checked IMDb and it said Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Fleabag, but some part of me was like, was there, another name in No, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm not calling her that. I'm calling her Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Also, while shooting Season 1, because her name is 3 names, I wasn't 100% confident on her name. But I've used her name enough in conversation now that I'm not worried I'll fuck it up. So... I don't know. All that to say, I don't know if the priest is going to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge's new love interest, or if it's going to be a different kind of relationship. I could see Season 2 building up to a similar kind of confessional scene, like the end of Season 1, but with an actual priest. But I could also see that kind of thing happening earlier, where it's like, look, this is who I am, this is what my deal is, and then they get past it. I'm really curious, because there was a slight, I don't want to say full-on redemption, but there was something very redemptive about that last note they ended the first season on. That thing about, people make mistakes, and where she gets the interview for the business loan, the small business loan. It's not like she was redeemed, or she went through redemption, or she's atoned for her sins, but it was like, hey, this does not have to define you forever. This does not have to kill you. You are capable of being redeemed from this. Or if not being redeemed specifically, you are capable of moving on from this. You don't have to be defined by this for forever. And so they could build on that with something a little more overt through a confessional thing with the priest. They could also just not address that and be like, no, she's done her time. It's been a year. She's turned her life around. Now it's about rebuilding the bridge with her sister. And starting something new with this priest. I'd be really interested if it's actually not like a romantic thing, but it's like, hey, you're the kind of person I want in my life, and if this is your take on Catholicism or religion or God or whatever, maybe there's something meaningful or beneficial for me here too. I'd be really curious to see something like that, just because this show often does the sort of counterintuitive character moment or development, like in season 1 with the vibrator, where you thought it was going to be a crass joke, an embarrassing, awkward moment, but it was actually this like kind of genuinely sweet moment of connection between them. I don't know. I might be overthinking it. Like, it might just be, nah, this is her new love interest. They're gonna, start dating or sleeping together or whatever. It's always a fool's errand to try to predict with the show. Not because I'm never right, but because regardless of whether I'm right, the show's going to make the right decision. So for me to try to say, I think this would be more interesting or I think that would be better, I'm wrong. Like, I'm either guessing correctly or I'm making incorrect statements about what the best pathway for the show is. So anyhow, I'm kind of babbling at this point. So what I'm really trying to say is I'm done talking because I want to watch the show. Oh, and as always, if you're watching my videos without watching the original content first, you're doing the content a disservice and you're doing yourself a disservice. If you really do want your first experience of Fleabag to involve me, then head over to my Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can get access to my uncut reactions that you can play alongside the original content. Let's dive in.
Peace be with you. Yeah, you too. Thanks.
She's at church already! Let's see where this goes.
Peace be with you.
I'm excited.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom
come. Thy will be done.
I went to an Episcopal church growing up, so it's basically the same versions of, like, the Lord's Prayer as in Catholic churches. As Robin Williams said, it's Catholicism light.
Amen.
Nice. Oh, the hymns were the fucking worst,
Please
though.
be seated.
I don't know what it's
Also
like
with
in
you.
cat... Okay, I don't know what it's like in a Catholic service, but in an Episcopal service, they never sing the right tunes to anything.
Love the story about your eye.
Yeah, that's all you have.
So did he tell the real story about how he got a black eye?
Gives me some edge. I've told them some heroic bullshit. Bless you, Sandy.
Okay. That answers my question.
I just wanted to pay you back for dinner.
Oh, no.
because
I'm going to knife the candles, Father. They're a bit clogged up.
Is she gonna put it in there?
Oh, is that for the collection? How sweet. How kind. Thank you.
I love that shot.
Jesus.
Yeah, my thoughts. My thoughts exactly. That was a weird one.
Let me just get this. Okay, oh dear.
Oh, is that holy?
A bit less than it was before. Shit. Oh well.
Is he just sort of like a shit priest? I was thinking he was like an edgy countercultural priest, but he might just suck at being a priest.
What's the time? Do you want a proper drink? I've got cans of G&T. Reminisce.
Well, it's...
I will, if you will.
Okay.
Okay.
He said his parents are alcoholics, right? Is he also an alcoholic? Is that not information we got in the first episode that's going to be more apparent?
What makes you a normal person?
Well, I don't believe in God.
Whoa!
I love it when he does that. I'm sorry for your loss.
What?
Your baby.
Yeah, they haven't cleared the air about that yet.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I What?
No, it's not cool.
Well, neither are we, so.
I'd spend 40 days and 40 nights in that desert.
That's cute.
God, I fancy a priest.
Okay. Yeah, but he's the cool priest, so you don't know.
Why are there so many people here?
Well, it's just successful, I guess.
Why is everyone talking to each other?
Oh, it's Chatty Wednesday. If you buy something, you have to have a chat with someone you don't know.
What?
That's a great idea, but she would hate that. Oh my god.
It's all the time.
Hello.
No,
Where are you from?
I'm not. This isn't. I'm not part of this. I shouldn't have to. I don't want to tell you that.
No?
She hasn't bought anything yet, Joe.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry.
You gotta know the code words. She hasn't bought anything yet.
Don't flirt with him.
I'm not going to. Fucking hell, okay.
David, thank you so much. Oh,
Wow.
sorry.
I can take you to court for that. It's a little troublemaker then. Hi.
Hi.
Now listen, I don't sleep with people I work with, okay?
Jesus.
I'm joking. Slip on in, ladies. Well, if you spit guilty, you'll have to swallow a short jail term or community service if you're lucky.
Or
And the most important thing, honey, is that you do not under any circumstances apologize.
I could do that.
No, that's not what we discussed.
Well, that can be taken as an admission of guilt.
Yes, right.
They've definitely fucked.
We just want a letter to scare him off if he ends up seeking proper action.
Really doesn't make sense, Claire.
Actually, maybe not.
I just want to be ahead of the game.
God, I can't tell.
That's a habit of yours, I've heard.
Oh, I've got it.
Is it?
They haven't.
You're gonna have to tell me who said that.
Never.
But they're going to.
David.
Oh, God, I've got to get out. Excuse me.
Oh shit! Wow. I love this show.
He says he'll only talk you through potential proceedings if you go for a drink with him.
What?
I know.
Outrageous.
Stop smiling.
I thought he was after you.
So did I, but my hair isn't great at the moment. He's a very good lawyer. Surprisingly tender.
Knew it.
What you did in the restaurant was unforgivable.
I know.
Thank you.
Oh. They are rebuilding the bridge.
I'm fine. I'm weirdly fine.
Oh shit. That's dark. I'm weirdly fine. Oh, is this the therapy session? Or counseling or whatever it is?
So why have you come to the session?
It was a birthday present for my father.
Is that a joke?
No.
It would be good not to make jokes in here. Just try not to, or make it very obvious.
Oh, that's gonna backfire.
Because I spent most of my adult life using sex to deflect from the screaming void inside my empty heart.
Boom!
So there is a particular person you're not having sex with?
No.
Oh shit.
Well, nothing's happened.
Just a girl with no friends and an empty heart.
Fuck.
By your own description.
I have friends.
Oh, so you do have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Do you see them a lot?
They're always there.
Oh.
Why do you find that funny?
I just wanted to exchange the voucher for the money.
It's a bit late for that now.
I've only been here 5 minutes. I want the money. I want to fuck a priest.
Catholic?
Yes.
A good one.
Yes.
Looks good in the...
Yes.
I understand. Do you really want to fuck the priest, or do you want to fuck God?
Oh shit.
Can you fuck God?
Oh, yes.
Can you just tell me what to do?
You've already decided what you're going to do.
So what's the point in you?
You know what you're going to do.
Oh shit.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't. Good night. Thank you. Shut up.
Just to let you know, the band is going to start in a couple of minutes.
Hey, father, this is Susie.
Oh, I don't know how to talk to babies. Sorry. Do you guys know each other?
Yeah,
we sort of
used to
is the kind of
be her
girl.
girlfriend.
Oh, cool. Good for you. Oh, there's the main event.
Yeah.
Very talented.
She don't say it. She actually just don't say it. She actually orgasmed when she finished it. Just said it. Apparently.
Oh. Well, whatever gets you there.
Father, we have a cupcake situation over here.
Okay, Pam, I will be there to cupcake.
I want to say that I'm sorry for saying what I said. I'm sorry for what you went through. I'm sorry.
I know what you're doing. I'm not going to say it.
I'm just saying sorry.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm sorry.
He's trying to get her to say I'm sorry, too.
I'm happy you found a way to deflect from your pitiful, self-sabotaging, ego-driven, masturbatory, I cannot believe how well this is coming out, pawing, insidious, overwhelming mediocrity, only to finally figure out that at your very core, you are a weakie. Damn!
You were so close.
Damn!
So fucking close.
Creepy Jake mainly says things like,
"Where's Claire?"
and
"Where's Claire?"
Jesus.
And she has been really happy until she saw you. Just saying.
He looks psychotic. Like, he looks a lot freakier than he used to.
Hi, Jake. Oh.
Tell her to leave him.
What?
Tell her to leave him.
Oh, shit.
He's gonna kill someone one day.
Yep.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but...
Oh, God.
Can I get that coconut back? They're actually on hire. I'm not sure if a lot of them are even real, actually, which is morally a bit dubious, but we're gonna make money somehow, so thank you.
I can't quite get a handle on this episode.
I'd like you to come, if it helps.
I like everything in it, but it's like... I don't know what the main focus is. And it might be over. Like, this might be the ending. Yep, that was the ending. Damn, I'm good! So that was Season 2, Episode 2 of Fleabag. It's interesting. This episode really harkened back to the first 3 episodes of Season 1. Because, if you'll remember, those episodes had sort of a more out-and-about feel where we'd follow her character from, like, location to location to location. Whereas starting with Season 1, Episode 4, we started getting much more self-contained episodes. So Episode 4, we had the retreat that she went to with her sister. Then Episode 5, we had the dinner with all of them at her father's house. And then Episode 6, we had a little bit of that because right at the front of the episode, we had like the sex scene at her place and a little bit of stuff before it ended up going to the sexhibition. But still, the vast majority of the episode was the sexhibition. And then last episode was at the restaurant the entire time. And so to go back to moving around the city from location to location to location, it works. And there's great material in this episode, and I really liked it. But it just threw me a little because it's harder to pin down what those episodes are about. Particularly when you've been spoiled by the last few episodes, which have been very easy to just dive into after one viewing. I'm sure when I revisit this in the context of the whole season, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is the critical thing that sticks out in this episode. But at the moment, it's a little elusive. There were several things that jumped out to me. I loved the therapy scene, or counseling. I'm not sure. I forget what the term they used was, but I'm going to call it therapy because that's what I have experience with. So I loved the therapy scene. The therapist, I thought, was very well written, and I thought their dialogue together was very well written. That moment where the therapist pinpointed the thing about... I forget how she worded it, but it was like, so what you're saying is you're a person with no friends who pursues sex constantly and has an empty heart. And she's just like, whoa, Jesus. Like, she kind of has that reaction. And then the therapist is like, in your own words. That felt very real to me. Simply because, I mean, my therapists were never quite as harsh in tone as that. But one of my therapists, her catchphrase was sort of so what I'm hearing is, like, I'd talk for a while, and then she would kind of take it in and then say, So what I'm hearing is, and repeat back to me, but in a more concise and coherent way, and if she was on track, I'd be like, yes, oh my god, that's a great way of putting it, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it would be like, well, no, it's not quite that, and then I'd get to sort of steer her closer to what's going on. And so that felt real to me, for her to be like, I'm saying back to you the things you're saying to me, but in a way that you've maybe not heard them before, to help you address them and process them. I also really loved when she just finally came clean about, I want to fuck a priest. And the therapist is just like, no judgment. Tell me more about this. Like, cool, you want to fuck a priest. Is he good? It's like, yeah, he's a good priest. Does he look good in that? Oh, yeah, he looks good in that. It's like, I get it. Yeah, totally. Is it possible you don't want to fuck the priest, but you really want to fuck God? Like, that was just some grade A writing there. And I really like the trend in the last 5-10 years, maybe, in television, of making therapists competent and just a really positive view of therapy. I'm sure it existed somewhere in fiction before that, but I feel like back in the 90s and even probably into the 2000s, if you were going to have a scene of a character going to therapy, excuse me, who doesn't usually go to therapy, that the scene would usually make the joke of the therapist is useless or hokey, whereas now you have TV shows where you get like 1 or 2 episodes of a character going to therapy, and it's like, oh wow, the therapist was actually really helpful. Like, you think like Rick and Morty with the Pickle Rick episode. I love the shit out of the Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty, in no small part because Susan Sarandon as the therapist gets to win the argument. Like, that, and especially because when you know Dan Harmon and you know his background with depression and that stuff, I really feel like that was him kind of being like, hey, audience members who thinks Rick is amazing, he fucking isn't. Stop worshiping him. He needs to go to therapy, because we all need to go to fucking therapy. So that might be the scene that resonated to me the most, just the therapy scene. But I don't think that was the most important scene in the episode. Although, the one... Okay, I promise I'll move on to something else in a moment, but the one other thing they did talk about in the therapy scene was she started referring to us as her friends, which almost seemed a little evocative of Mr. Robot. But at the end of season 1, when she tries to escape from the confrontation with her sister, and we start getting the flashback of Boo's suicide, she literally almost runs into the camera and has to, like, adjust her path to get around us. So I'm wondering if her fourth wall breaking narrative device is going to come to the forefront of the season arc in some way. It might not, but I'd be intrigued to see if that's like... I don't think there's going to be a big reveal necessarily around it, but if that's going to be like the big event, is her on some level coming to terms with these imaginary friends in her head or something. I don't know. It might be nothing. It might just be a little aside to us that's cute, but given the way this show mines its material for drama and comedy, I feel like we're not done there yet. So that's just my hunch there. The other scenes that I'd love to talk about, just real quick, I want to talk about the painting scene where I guess she's still not the stepmom technically yet, but their godmother / father's girlfriend is painting them. She turns Phoebe Waller-Bridge all the way around and is like just painting the back of her head. That whole scene was hilarious, and I really like where Claire and Phoebe Waller-Bridge are now, because I was worried it was going to take the whole season for them to start to get back to somewhere reasonable. But with the last episode, with, you know, taking care of her after the miscarriage, and this episode where she's like, that was unforgivable, thank you, and like where she recommends a lawyer, that was all really good. I haven't talked about the lawyer yet. Jesus Christ. That scene threw me for such a loop. In an episode where nothing else was really jumping out, that scene would have been the thing I carried away, because it opens with that, I don't want to call it a horrible joke, because the reason it's horrible is it's so fucking accurate. But when it's like, oh, he mostly defends rapists, and she's like, so I take it he wins a lot then. And she's like, oh yeah, he's undefeated. Like, that little just commentary on how bad we are as a culture and as a society for holding rapists accountable. Like, it was very quick, but it was bitingly accurate as far as, satire goes. So that tainted the whole scene in an effect, where I never quite got past the depressing reality of that, to then wrap my head around what the fuck was going on in the scene, which is a guy who's made a career off defending rapists is being sexually inappropriate with his clients, and they're both like into it. Like there is so much to unpack in that scene. Why was his face just covered in mayo? There was that was such a specific choice. I don't know whether it was supposed to be specifically sexually evocative, or whether it was just supposed to be like, this dude is so confident, he's eating while having this conversation and doesn't bother to wipe his face because he's just that confident. Like, I don't 100% know what they were thinking there exactly, but it worked so well. And the fact that whole exchange where it's like, oh, I thought he wanted to get with you. She's like, yeah, so did I, but my hair's not great today. Like, and how that led to the whole, oh, no, I don't do that anymore. And she's like, oh my God, you're seeing somebody. At this point, I'm kind of just gushing about the episode. Like, I'm just repeating everything that happened, but I thought it was a solid episode. The season is shaping up to be really good. I guess I'm a third of the way through it now, which is weird, but I'm excited to see what happens next. I have every confidence that this season will be just as good as the last one, if not better. And I cannot wait. So, having said all that, come back next time and we'll check out another episode of Fleabag. And as always, please like and subscribe, because I'd love to have you all coming back on the regular.